Good morning. Welcome to the podcast. This is G nice and A spicy.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, everyone. We're throwing a podcast party today.
Heck yeah.
It's so weird. So today, we just came out of a meeting, right?
Yeah, we just came out of a 3-hour-long meeting
Sheesh.
at a amazing cafe in, I think it's Columbia?
It's Columbia,
Yeah,
yep.
Columbia. Cafe 301. So definitely
Yep.
check it out. Great food. Helen approves.
Helen got some shrimp, breakfast stuff today, and I was like, dang, Helen,
That was
okay.
the first for me, you know? Like,
I've never seen
seafood
shrimp
and
in
breakfast.
breakfast.
Like, it
Yeah,
was just
that's
like-
actually kind of weird.
It
But
is.
what was it? It was like a shrimp, something in a cup.
It was shrimp and grits.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Okay, just the different protein.
It looked really good, though.
They plated it well.
I was like, dang. But you may be wondering, why are we meeting for 3 hours, 8:30 to 11:30 on a Friday? Well, it's because we have an amazing event coming July 10th.
This is not an ad, but at the same time, it is an ad. Everyone, come out to the July 10th event. We got big things coming. It sounds really cheesy. Oh, I just bumped my mic. But listen, we want to see you there. The details released, so we're coming out. And we're hitting the ground running. Today, we'll actually be talking, and this whole month, we'll be talking about what's happening with the speakers. We're actually going to be talking on the same topics as the speakers before they even tell us what they're going to be talking about, kind of. So
We're cool
it'll
like
be it'll be an interesting experience to see what perspectives do to these kind of topics. Yeah. So what are we talking about today, Gavin?
Yeah, so our amazing first speaker is Phil Payne. If you want to know and check out what he's about, go to Instagram, which is Friendly or Bear, which I absolutely love.
Yeah,
that, by the way.
He's great.
He really is a friendly bear. At first, you're kind of like, whoa, but then he's like, hey, you're awesome. And then you're like, dang.
I felt that.
I felt that in my heart and my soul. But he's going to be talking about our creative biology. And so, like Austin said, today we're talking about what it means as a creative. One, not only just figure out what you are as a human being, but to actively embrace it. And to then, as we progress through this rest of this month, we'll work through the next stages of how to tell a story, how to brand it, and how to finance it. So you're taking first step here today. Our perspective, our take on what it means, and how we can dive into as a creative through our biology.
So biology, right? We all been there in high school. I have a deep history with biology because that was my best natural sciences course in high school. I was in honors bio, and I will never take any other bio or any other honors hard science course. I took honors chem, got a C in that, and that was my only
chemistry?
C. I hate chemistry, man. Scary. Good
I
thing
thought
we're
it was
not talking on that.
GPA, I was like, woo, I'm doing really well. And then I literally
Yeah.
took chemistry, and it was just like,
Yep, it's bad. It's bad. But bio though, A+, easy money in high school. Well, it was in high school, so it is what it is. But yeah, so we talked about so many different things. Obviously, this is more natural biology, meaning environments. I think I dissected a cat or something, or no, was it pig? I don't know.
I got a frog.
Yeah, I did a frog too at some point. Anyway, it's biology to me is all about different elements coming together, making something, right? And I mean, we're going to use making and creating a lot in these coming weeks, but it is different atoms coming together. I mean, you can go as far as that. You can go as different elements being, imagination plus physical body equals creation kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, biology and me have a rich history.
Hey man, I mean, a shout out to, I feel like biology, I'm almost gonna shout out my ninth grade teacher, because the way that she taught biology was not necessarily a textbook focus, but an ecosystem and community focus,
Mm.
which was interesting to me because, I mean, coming from middle school, it was kind of just like, hey, read your textbook and regurgitate this information. And so, I mean, like, we got to watch, like, a snake eat a mouse, which was very traumatizing as a ninth grader because you're like, this thing just unhinged its jaw, and it's just out of this world. But she said that our biology, like, without understanding our biology, we can never truly understand how we got here, what we're here for, and how we're going to use that.
Yeah.
And which I was always like, I was expecting her to be like, biology is ecosystem, blah, 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 blah. And so I was just like, what did she just say?
Mm-hmm.
And looking around and asking her afterwards and just being like, what did you mean by that? Because I'm a ninth grade kid who has never really thought for myself,
Mm-hmm.
maybe outside of like video games. And we ended up like sitting down and talking about it, and I was blown away. And it's an important topic in which we're hoping and we're excited for Phil to kind of dive deeper into, because like I think it's something that we ignore and we don't really take to heart because like we learned in the ninth grade and it's just like it's gone unless we're like science majors or something
Right.
like that. And so I guess something we can also address is just like biology. Like, how as a creative can we understand our biological makeup and we can incorporate that throughout our art?
Yeah, it's a very fundamental thing, and that's why we're having Phil speak first on this topic, is because like where else can you start but like literal biology, what you're programmed to do. And I mean, we can speak on all different kinds of things within that, but like your biology influences how you create. You were created to create by God, by the creator. Like I said, we're going to use create a lot here, but like he has made you from nothing to something just so that you can also make things from nothing.
Preach.
So in that regards, like spiritually at least, you were designed specifically for tasks that involve creation. And then in that, God has blessed you with these, assignments almost of, I gifted you this talent of, painting, or, whatever the case may be. I'm talented with my hands, so I'm going to paint, or I'm going to write, or I'm going to whatever. So you have a task to fulfill in that regard. I just said it in that regards like twice now.
Hey, it works. I mean, and it also like brings up a good point, is like, it's crazy. Like when you actually take the time to dive into like what all goes into who we are, it's like there's insane levels, like microscopic levels that like you have to have insane amounts of zoom in and like using like it's just you can't even see it with the naked eye. It's crazy. And to really just take a step back and think all of these little pieces are made for a certain purpose and are working together for a certain purpose. So why am I'm made for a certain purpose. And then, like, if God had that such attention to detail with making us as human beings, like, biologically, I mean, we should take almost a similar, or strive to take a similar amount of detail with the things that we create. I was about to say content. Shout out to Lemons. And I think that's, it's interesting to really just sit down and think about, because I think as we approach whatever walks of life that we're in, I mean, biology it's literally the core foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do anything without really understanding, like, why this does this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, doctors can't do anything without it. And, like, as creatives, I mean, we can't do anything without first realizing, okay, like you said, I'm an artist. I know how that my hands can do this certain talent.
Yeah.
Why is that? Like,
Yeah.
it's because we're biologically made to do that certain purpose, which
Mm-hmm.
is crazy. Like, if you think about it, like, that's insane.
So like to even just be a simple and simple put, Phil, we are so excited to have you, man, because our like perspective on this is going to be completely different from yours. And what's cool about that is that everyone is so open to hear what's about to happen at the event. I know we're plugging it, but like that's kind of the series that we're in right now. Is, man, Phil, if you're watching this, listening to this, man, we are abundantly ready for you to bring the word. It's like,
yeah, man. Like when he was like, yeah, I'll talk about our creative, I was like, that's
not what I think about when I think about, hey, speak at this conference.
Like you go to something with a bunch of creatives, you're thinking of like the typical like branding, financing. I mean, this is my experience. This is how I'm doing. And no shame to what Ryan and Caleb will be doing, because I know they're going to elevate it to something that we've never seen before. But it's almost like when we've talked previous episodes, it's like we think content, we think of Instagram or lemons. And so like when he was like, yeah, biology, I was like, I am so ready.
I don't know how you're going to pull it off, dude, but yeah, go ahead, dude.
I'm so pumped.
And then we met him a few Saturdays ago, and man, he is one of the coolest guys I've ever met.
Without
like
a doubt.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like biology, we can't wait to start off the speaker sessions with that kind of foundation. We're going to find that so valuable to hear what kind of story arc will happen between the speakers, because we curated, if you will,
wink, wink, hint, hint.
what kind of thing we want to have as an arc to our speakers. And this is maybe a little behind the scenes of like the production of this, but he comes first. He's foundational. Amazing speaker, gonna be amazing. We can't wait for you guys to hear. So I think this is just gonna be an amazing time. Biology is gonna be a topic that he's going to bring instrumental things to our breakout sessions as well. Just get to know him. Get to know him, everyone that's listening. Phil is your guy. He's super tall, and we're excited.
We are. I mean, and like just taking a couple like minutes out of your drive this morning, I mean, it's a topic that we hope that you can think out and think through for the rest of your week in preparation for this event. Not even that. I mean, we hope and encourage that just us briefly talking about biology can bring you to the point where you're like, whoa, I'm actually created to do what I'm actually doing. And if that is not a sense of purpose, I mean, like, what is? I mean, it's crazy. And I can only say is ditto to what Austin has to say, because it's going to be... I'm, like, so pumped for it, and I'm in the working of making it. I mean, like, that's when you get to the point where you're super passionate about something and you're in the process of actually doing it, I mean, that's testimony, man. Yeah,
if you're not, like, it's weird to think that the stresses don't outweigh the, like, anticipation for it. Because a lot of people can get lost in the monotony of planning something and say, my hands are off, like, I'm done, I did my work, and whatever happens, happens. But to be as excited as when you started about something that takes, like, I mean, we've been planning this for how long? It's just amazing to imagine that we're still going to be hyped about it when it actually happens, even though this is like 3 months in the making.
Yeah. I mean, this whole idea started with a coffee creatives event that we had like months ago, and now we're on talking about a podcast episode about our biology as creative.
Yeah.
And so we hope and pray that you listen to this episode, you're able to think through some things, and let us know. I mean, DM us. Let us know what you're thinking about when it comes to your creative biology, and stay tuned for July 10th. Our bunch of content's probably already coming out already to you.
Lemons.
So, yeah, lemons. That's the one word that I'm always going to say, and I'll be like, lemons!
Yes, sir.
But, yes. So this was first episode of this month. So glad, so thankful that you're listening. Funny noise to end.